swept, that have been taken by individuals into their own pockets, credited back into government accounts. Like I always tell us, we have seen Skybank pay over 103 million. Sterling Bank has paid 27 billion back for such transaction. We always tell them to write clearly on the statement, refund of suspicious e-pay transactions. And I can assure some of us, we have done it on our own personal account too. When you get to bank and you are overcharged, you go to bank. Some of us will think it's not necessary. It is better we cultivate the culture now when our money is small, so that we get used to doing it. When the money is big, it has become part of us. When the bank knows that you do this thing regularly, they'll be careful about your account. They'll say, that woman should soon come back here to come and make trouble. That is what we do. We make troubles with bank on behalf of Lagos State. So that we also want to ensure that all payments enter the government. I'll move to reporting. We have various reporting on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on a monthly basis. Before I forget, reconciliation should be done on a regular basis. Here we do it daily, we do it weekly, and I do say worst scenario on a monthly basis. We don't usually wait till the end of the month in view of the volume of transactions that we deal with. If you wait and they are saying errors, value will have been taken. So there are not things we should just allow time lag, a lot of time lag for. Likewise, I want to encourage us on our personal accounts, we should do it regularly. So we do reporting daily. We can run it by agency. We can run it by weekly, by revenue code. We can also run it using collection on behalf of government. You can do it on a monthly basis. You can run it for like 6 months. What that platform has done for us is, instead of us growing older than our age because of the volume of transactions that we now deal with, at a point of button, every report that you need, you can easily generate. If I want to know all pay collection for Lagos State for the last 1 year, you can do it. Unlike before, that we have to be carrying one file to another file, and there will be omissions, there are leakages that you cannot even trace. So the robust nature of this platform is just for us to have it in a more relaxed and easy form. But for us to generate a good report, I always say it and I always emphasize it. The transaction must have been properly consummated. If I'm paying for land, the revenue code for land must be used in generating the transaction. So that when I want to run all the transaction that comes under land, payee will not be, your own will not be missing because I've used the wrong revenue code. If I'm paying for direct assessment, the banker should not use a code of payee for me. Why? Two things are usually happen. When you take such receipts to process something, and they see you as individual having your own company, and you are saying you are paying as a one-man business, sort of, or having your own business, and you are saying you are paying payee, they will tell you they have used the wrong code for you. It should be a direct assessment and all of that. That's one. Secondly, Lagos State, they have divided them into tax stations. I have my own targets. I have my own people under the net that I should monitor their collection. That they will always come back to me for one thing or the other. So if my tax station my company is situated at Ikeja, I should use the tax station code, agency code within that net. If my office is on the island, I'm resident there, my office is there, the agency code that should be used for me should either be VI or Ikoyi. So that when they are running their own trend too, your collection will form part of their collection. Your payment will form part of their collection. So I'll show us, this is an example of reports by agency, by revenue code for a particular bank. If I want to run for the whole of the bank, 19 collecting bank, we'll have a textbook here. So I just did for Access Bank for the month of August. So that for the month of September, so that we'll see every payee payment made to Access Bank alone for a particular month. We also have, if I want to know, this is what a particular bank has collected on behalf of Lagos State, this is another report. It is called monthly trend of collection by bank. All the banks, what they have collected in a particular month on behalf of Lagos State is the same. I also have a situation whereby on a weekly basis we send to Lagos State. When I said reconciliation the other time, we don't just reconcile that payments made to Lagos State are there. There are some agreements that have been signed between bank and Lagos State. After you have collected my money, move it to a particular account. Do it on a daily basis, do it on a weekly basis. Agreement differs from banks. Depends on their weight, their collection. So we also ensure, want to see that such money are moved to the right account where government can spend them. You can't spend money from revenue account. You spend money from your expenditure account. So on a weekly basis, we do revenue reports. We want to show Lagos State all the money that they can spend as it is in the bank to send this type of reports. Then we also have these reports. This is an example of a monthly report. I will send to Alausa also. All the collection by banks, by everybody, below the line, above the line transactions, they are all stated here. So that at a glance, government can see how they are doing. Where they needed to retrace their step, they will quickly do. And where we need to put more effort, they will see this report. Unlike before, you'll be calling for one file and the other. But this one, the press of a button, you can see how you are doing. And this has really helped a lot. And I want to appeal to some of us, a lot of us government officials, that when we see people that are paying tax, we must tell them to use adequate information so that they will not have problem when they want to get value for such receipts. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have a question. We really appreciate your report. And my question goes that as we see that Lagos State now, we are moving to budget profiling. I want to know how far the performance of the revenue to go along with the budget profiling. Now we are estimating for 2013, 14, and 15. Pertaining to you now handling the revenue of Lagos State, what can offer better says that maybe Lagos State can meet up the budget profiling for the month and for the year in order to have 100%, if not 100%, a 90% budget performance for Lagos State.
Like I said when I was towards the tail end, what we do is basically not really monitoring revenue. We are ensuring that every payment made to Lagos State enter the government purse, so that the government will see their performance immediately and retrace them. See, if you have been collecting